guys, it's Kino. Welcome to another video. Just before we get into the reading, I just wanted to pop in and say thank you. Last week, I mentioned that we were making a music video and I asked for your submissions. And honestly, I wasn't really expecting many submissions at all, but the turnout was amazing and I'm so grateful to have received all of your clips and been able to talk to you a little bit via email. The music video is ready and I'm so excited to share it with you. So if you submitted a clip, hopefully you can find your clip in there and you can find your name. I'm gonna have it linked down below if you guys want to check it out. It's the music video to This Is Komorebi, which is the new collab song between me and Maidenfield. Same collab that brought you our channel song. Yeah, I just wanted to thank each and every one of you who took that time out of your day to shoot a clip and to send it to me. It means so much to me and I'm so happy that we have this project that is like a little bit of all of our energies. Mwah. Yeah, I just wanted to say that. Thank you so much. I love you so much. And now let's get on to the reading. Hi guys, it's Kino. Welcome to another video. So in today's Pick a Card reading, we are going to be taking a look at the major changes that will be coming your way in the next 3 months from whenever you happen to be watching this. I don't really have much to break down for this reading. It's gonna be super straightforward. Just anything that Spirit would like you to know about what's changing in the next 3 months. That's it. I'm gonna leave it super open to whatever messages wanna come through. So let's jump right into your reading selection. There are 4 groups to choose from today. For each group, we are gonna be using a different tarot deck. And I also have these little fortune papers on top. I've used these a couple times before. And there's a very specific town that I get them from in northern Japan, and they are a bit unserious, but we do them for fun. So each group, we're gonna have your fortune told by this little paper, and they're all different colors. And I'm also going to show you the world card from each deck so that you can get a sense for what the artwork looks like. That is the card that I felt called to show today. So when you're choosing your group, you may be drawn to this back artwork of the decks that you see here, the front artwork, or the fortune paper. There's a few different factors to help you pick. If you want, you could also scroll down to the timestamps of each group and see if any of the numbers there are calling to you. But without further ado, let's get a close-up look at each of your options. For my number ones, we have this blue fortune paper and the Weaver Tarot Journeyer edition. And here is the world card. For my number twos, we have this orange fortune paper and the Angel Tarot cards. And here is the world card. For my number threes, we have this pinkish purple fortune paper and the Moonchild Tarot Shadow Work edition. And here is the world card. It's called the Universe in this one. And for my number fours, we have this green fortune paper and the Apparition Tarot. And here is the world card. Okay, so just in case you need a bit more time to pick, these are all of the options laid out side by side so that you can compare them and see which one is calling to you the most. As always, take all the time you need to pick. You can pause the video if you need to. I'm gonna go ahead and get started with number one. Hi number ones, so if you guys chose the Weaver Tarot and the blue fortune paper, this is going to be your reading. So I did something right before I started to film your group and I think that it could be a part of your message. What I did was I put some glitter in this candle so that it looks nice and sparkly. When you first get these candles, which by the way, this is an angelic magic candle, it's the Archangel Gabriel candle. But when you first get them, they have glitter on the surface, and so it looks really pretty in the beginning when you're first burning it. But then I think what happens is as the wax melts, the glitter sinks to the bottom. So I bought some glitter a while ago because I was like, let me top up my candles so that they can look sparkly again. I bought the glitter and then promptly forgot about it. And then when I was about to film your group, I was like, oh my gosh, the glitter. And I went and got it and I spruced up the candle. So I thought that there might be a message in there for my group number ones. I just saw 111, by the way. So for some of you in the next 3 months, this is a time to spruce up something or beautify something. This could be literally you, your own appearance, your wardrobe. It could be your house, like your living space, your workspace. It could be your website for some of you, I'm hearing. It could also be a time to update things to the latest version. Update your software to the latest version. Update your resume as well. That's for some of you. And then I also think there's a message in here for some of you about finally putting something to use that you've had for a while and that has just been sitting there. This could be so many things. Like maybe some of you bought clothes or shoes and you've just never worn them and they're just sitting there. And Spirit's saying, maybe in the next 3 months, it's time to bring those out. It's time to make some use of them. Maybe you bought some art for your home and it's just sitting there and you've been putting, oh my gosh, I've been putting off changing my calendar. My mom got me a really nice calendar of like a park in my hometown and it has different wildlife on it. That thing is still on January. So maybe this message is for me. Like making sure everything is up to date, making sure everything is topped up and refreshed. Maybe some of you bought a course and it's just sitting on your computer and you haven't opened the course and done it yet. It's like something that you bought or that was given to you and you haven't really put it to use yet. And the next 3 months, it is time to do that. So that is what I gleaned from the glitter as a possible message for you. And as I just said that, I thought of the expression, not all that glitters is gold. So something else that could be happening in the next 3 months is reevaluating a goal of yours or reevaluating something you coveted, I'm hearing. Reevaluating something that you once envied in other people. And maybe realizing that it's not all that and you don't really need it. And that's very freeing. 333 as I'm saying that. You are the Empress. That's the number of the Empress. You know what does glitter? You. It glitters more, you. You glitter more than anything you might envy in someone else. You glitter more than anything, external thing you might covet. And I think the next 3 months is a lot of realizing that over and over again, I'm hearing. That just being shown to you over and over again. You are the most glittery gold in your life. So let's get into your fortune paper. Like I mentioned in the intro, this fortune paper is pretty unserious. So we are looking at this mostly for fun and also being open to the possibility that there could be some little messages of confirmation for you in here. But with that being said, if you would like to skip this part, I will put a timestamp to the part where we just get into the cards. So what does my group number one's fortune paper say? Well, it does say let's party. So you could be celebrating something. 444, you're celebrating something, celebrating hard work paying off. Celebrating hard work paying off and celebrating something coming full circle. There could also be like a really important birthday or anniversary in the next 3 months. Ooh. I love how it's purple on the inside because that matches with your deck. So, group number ones, your luck score is 85 out of 100, which this fortune paper calls medium good luck, but I would say that's pretty good luck. And this paper happens to be paper number 63. So the number 63 or 36 could be significant for you. I'm also thinking of 369, which I think is a manifestation method. I don't know, it's significant in some way and it could be significant for you. Okay, so this first message for you says, if you are faced with a decision of whether to do something or not, you should choose to do it without hesitation because all exciting adventures start from there. So your message basically says, go for it. If you're faced with this choice of, should I go forward with this? Should I try this? This is like, just try it. Don't hesitate. Don't think too much. Just do it. All amazing stories start from there. All beautiful adventures start from there. Okay, so your luck in love. If you wink at what? Okay, if you wink at your person with both eyes, you will steal their heart. Isn't that just blinking? You see what I mean by the unseriousness? I don't know. Maybe try making a little eye contact with your person of interest. Maybe try giving them a little wink. Maybe try giving them a hint. Try flirting with them. I'm also thinking that you can't really wink at your person unless they can see you. So maybe this is a sign that you're going to be getting some FaceTime with a special someone in the next 3 months, whether that's seeing them in person or having a video call with them or like sending each other. I'm not on Snapchat, but I think you can like send each other little pictures and messages and stuff. So, you know, getting to actually see their face is going to be a perk of the next 3 months. Okay, for your luck in, I guess, mental stuff. Oh, it says that you're going to be very focused during this time, and it's not just your imagination. So if you're thinking like, am I like super focused and productive recently? Like, am I super on the ball? Am I on fire? Like, am I doing some of my best work? That's not your imagination. You absolutely are on a roll and you absolutely are on fire. Okay, this is a bit silly too. If you're gonna change your name, for a boy name, you should change your name to Sota. For a girl name, you should change your name to Sara, which sounds like Sarah. Okay, the work that is suited for you is an artist, like more specifically a visual artist. Maybe this is actually a painter, like a drawer or a painter. In a parallel universe, you are a, does that say flame warrior? Okay, when I look this up, it says flame swordsman. And when I look at the Google image results, it looks like some kind of trading card. So anyway, you're a warrior of fire in a parallel universe. And okay, your zodiac compatibility. For marriage, it says you should marry a Virgo. For dating, it says you should date a Libra. For friendship, it says your best friend should be an Aries. And for pets, it says your pet should be a Taurus. In your past life, you were Frederick Douglass. I don't know who that is. An American social reformer, abolitionist, orator, writer, and statesman. In your life before that, you were Bambi. And in your life before that, you were a toad. Your lucky color is emerald green. Your lucky food is coffee. Your lucky place is a K. This type of place. It was called like a K or a wharf. This type of place is your lucky place. Your lucky item is a water bottle, like specifically a single-use water bottle, apparently. And your lucky, what goes around comes around, you reap what you sow. Okay, that's your lucky saying. during this period, you reap what you sow. And we had that message of a celebration of hard work paying off. And then this doesn't really make sense because it's a language thing, like your speech mannerism. But it's kind of like, whatever, it doesn't matter. Okay, so we are going to get into your cards now to see what major changes await you in the next 3 months. So we're going to start off with these oracle cards here. We have Mercury retrograde with reinvention and the number 51. We have best case scenario with the number 33. And I do believe we already saw 333 in your reading. We have focus. Oh, and we were just talking about that too. Like you being really focused and alert for the next 3 months. And we have the number 37 here. And then we have prayer. What do you need to communicate to the universe? What are you inspired to put into words and expression right now? What are your hopes, dreams, and wishes? I just took some time to move some things around because there was glare on the cards and I didn't like that. So when I saw the Mercury retrograde reinvention card, I immediately thought about a reinvention of self. So if we go back to that first channeled message that was coming through for you about sprucing something up, I do definitely think that that message refers to you. So I think this is about your brand. And I want to make it clear that when I say your brand, I don't necessarily mean you have to be like an influencer or you have to be a business person, but I basically mean how you want to be perceived, how you want people to see you. What strengths do you really want to put forward? What strengths do you want to be the first thing that people see about you? What's the impression you want to give people? Things like that. I think in some way you are reinventing like the persona that you appear as in the world, or your appearance, or your brand, so to speak, your message that you want to share. Sort of, yeah, literally like a rebrand, a glow up, a reinvention, a revamp of yourself. This is what you're focused on in the next 3 months. I also see that some of you are going to be revisiting old ideas. I'm hearing that went cold. So you could have been working on a project and then you just lost interest, or maybe the project was postponed by someone else or by circumstances out of your control. Maybe some plans fell through and you're able to revisit those old ideas and now see the project through to completion, but with all of these new inspirations and knowledge and experience that you picked up in the meantime. So it's not just picking up where you left off. It's kind of a bit going back to the drawing board and revamping your idea so that you can make something even better. And so for those of you who have experienced frustrating delays with projects or ventures that you've wanted to start, you're going to realize in the next 3 months that that was kind of a blessing in disguise, because in the meantime, you got this whole new perspective, you had all these new ideas coming in, you became more skilled. So now when you go back to this thing, the finished product is going to be even better than if you had completed it in the past. The delays will definitely have worked in your favor. And that's probably what this focus is talking about. I do see you guys in a very focused and productive energy. In the next 3 months, I'm seeing that I just heard you don't even need coffee. Coffee needs you. Like, you are gonna wake up and feel so like, let's go, I'm so ready for this. And I think a big part of it is just excitement about what you're doing. Because if you wake up and your schedule for the day is something that excites you, you're gonna wake up bright-eyed and bushy-tailed. If you are dreading your daily schedule, you're gonna be like, I'm tired, I wanna sleep more. So I think excitement is a big part of it, but it could also be changes that you're making to your lifestyle. I can use myself as an example of this. Something that happened very recently is I don't really drink anymore. And then the other night, I had a couple of drinks. And when I woke up the next morning, like I did not want to wake up at all. I felt completely not rested. My sleep quality was shit. And I was like, just leave me here. I want to sleep more. And it wasn't even like a hangover. I was just really like lethargic and tired. Because like alcohol makes your sleep shit. Like that is a known fact. But I guess I hadn't realized how much my sleep improved being off it until I drank again. So you might notice that some changes you made in your lifestyle, maybe it's something like exercising or like no phone before bed, or don't eat too close to bedtime. Don't drink water too close to bedtime so you're not peeing at night. Like some change that you made like that, I think you're gonna notice when you wake up in the morning, you are so much more refreshed and energized and you're ready to kick some ass, group number one. Like you are more focused than ever before. I'm hearing you're locked in to the things that you are creating or the things that you're working on. We have best case scenario here. So anything that you are starting in the next 3 months, the outcome is going to be literally the best case scenario. Or if you're putting something out into the world, the result, the reception of it is going to be the best case scenario. I'm thinking back to the phrase I said at the start of your reading, not all that glitters is gold, but some things that glitter are. And you are finding something that glitters and is gold. You are hitting some kind of gold mine, and I'm hearing, keep doing more of this. You found what works for you. You found what gives you the results you want. So just keep doing this. You found your pocket, you found your niche, you found your approach that works. Keep doing it. You've struck gold. And with this prayer card, I quite literally feel this is talking about a prayer of yours that is being answered. And it's about time. And when I said it's about time, I thought about, is that Lizzo? It's about damn time. The music. I don't know. That song just came to me. Yeah, it is. In a minute, I'm Anita, sentimental, man, a woman. I like that song. Okay, so we're gonna get into your tarot now. Let's see what else Spirit wants to reveal to you about these next 3 months. I'm so excited for you, group number one. My heart feels so excited for you. I feel it in my heart. Yeah, it literally feels like a yellow light in my heart. So that's definitely joy. And also your heart feeling validated, your heart saying, I was right all along. That's the next 3 months for you. Spirit, what can my beautiful, talented group number ones expect in the next 3 months? What major changes are coming their way? We have the 10 of Swords. Something is coming to an end because you're sick of it, I'm hearing. Okay, this is really specific, but for some of you, I heard working for someone else is over. And for some of you, I do think this is a specific person. So this will be a very specific message for those of you who do not like the boss or the company that you're working for, or like the manager, supervisor, whatever, who is above you. Because this specific message just came through of like, you don't have to work for this person anymore. Very interesting. For others of you, for those of you who are moving towards self-employment, that could also be a really amazing confirmation for you. Like, you don't have to work for someone else, period. And gone are the days where you work your fingers to the bone for little to no credit, for little to no appreciation. You have some sort of amazing skill, group number one, and I feel like it has been exploited by others, or it has been underappreciated. And this is coming to an end because you are putting your foot down and you're saying, I'm tired of this. I'm tired of being underappreciated. Working under someone or working for this specific person or company might have given you a false sense of security, but brought comfort in some form. But I'm just hearing over and over again, like, I'm done. I'm done being undervalued. And I'm also hearing people can only undervalue me if I let them. If I don't let them, we won't even align on our timeline. Ten of Swords is the sun in Gemini. So a person with sun in Gemini could be significant, or maybe that's you. It could also be that if the sun is in Gemini at some point in the next 3 months from when you're watching this, then that could be an important time. We also have the Seeker of Swords, which is the Page of Swords. Yeah, literally new, fresh ideas. And you have Mercury here too. So yeah, Gemini energy could be quite significant. And honestly, it doesn't even have to be your sun. If you have any Gemini placements, or whichever house Gemini falls in your chart, that area of your life could be really important or be highlighted or have the most developments in the next 3 months. But this is so interesting to see because Seeker of Swords, I feel like that's confirming you're focused. It's confirming that you are working on new ideas or revamping ideas. You could also be embarking on a new journey with regards to learning or studying or communications or media or language. Some of you, this is really specific too, some of you are learning to code, or like you're learning a coding language. Some of you are learning how to implement new software into your work or hobbies or creative projects and seeing how it works for you and deciding in what parts you want to use this software and in what parts you don't want to use it. And that feels very customized to you. What else is happening for my group number ones? We have this, the Seven of Coins. The Seven of Coins, obviously in this deck, it's a bit different, but we often see a person who is standing in front of the seeds that they planted. They're waiting to see if it's going to bear fruit. And it represents this patience and waiting. Like there's prayer that's being answered for you that you've waited a long time for. And in the next 3 months, it's finally materializing. And I also feel that there's this realization that the age, something about the age you're at now or the level of maturity you're at now was the perfect time to receive this. And in your maturity and wisdom that you have now, you realize that if I had received this right away, I would have been unprepared. I would have been too immature. I would have been too naive. I would have been too childish. I would have been too impressionable, too easily taken advantage of. I'm hearing for some of you, like, it's a good thing that I got this when I'm older or at this point in my life, because now I feel I really understand the value of it and I know what to do with it. And I realize that I'm going to make this gift work for me. I'm going to make this blessing work for me and not the other way around. Just to illustrate this with one example, it would be like someone who was dying to get married in their 20s, but then they didn't get married until their 30s and then realized, I'm so glad I didn't get married in my 20s, or like, I'm so glad I didn't marry my high school sweetheart the way I wanted to, because now that I'm older and I have more life experience, I realize that that would not have been a good idea. Or I realize now I had no idea what I wanted when I was 20. Like, thank God I got married at the timing I did. It's that, yeah. And that goes back to the message of delays, or what you perceived as delays, really working in your favor. The universe doesn't work against you. I know if you've believed that for a long time, or if you felt that for a long time, it can be hard to tell yourself a different story. But I think that in the next 3 months, the universe is giving you a lot of proof of that. And even when you distrusted the universe, it just kept working in your favor. It wasn't offended. Yeah, there's going to be a lot of chances to realize that. Like, you mean this whole time the universe was working in my favor? What else do my group number ones need to know about the next 3 months? We have the Three of Wands. So this is Sun in Aries, by the way. So same thing that I said for the Sun in Gemini. If you have Sun in Aries, or someone significant to you does, they could be playing a big role for you in the next 3 months, very influential person. Or if the Sun will be in Aries during the next 3 months from whenever you're watching this, that could also be specifically an important time. If not, you can look at any Aries placements you have, or what house Aries falls in your chart. Same whole spiel. But I did just look up and see 3344, which those are the numbers of the Empress and the Emperor in tarot. So there could be some kind of really beneficial partnership. I'm hearing you're like peanut butter and jelly with someone. Like, your personalities work really well together. I'm also hearing dynamic duo. Your strengths work really well together. They complement each other. You can be any signs, but I am making a note that Aries and Gemini are compatible signs. They form a sextile, which indicates opportunity. So I do feel that there's some partnership coming in, or an existing partnership is being strengthened, and I'm hearing set into motion. And you're like peanut butter and jelly with this person, compatible. And that sextile means you create opportunity for each other. And speaking of which, peanut butter and jelly is not really a thing here in Japan, which I just find horrific because that's like one of the most iconic combos of all time. You can find peanut butter sandwiches and you can find jam sandwiches, but you rarely find them together, if at all. So I think that could be a message for you as well. You could be combining something in your work, or in your branding, or in your creative projects, or in your job description, I'm hearing, in your aesthetic, that maybe to you feels so natural, but that others are like, oh, I've never thought of combining those two elements before. I've never thought of blending those two colors. Like, I never thought that those could work well together. And for you, it's like, of course it does. Like, this is iconic. So there's some iconicness that you know about that others don't know about yet, and you're going to introduce it to them. Oh, wait. I didn't want to shuffle this, but whatever, let's shuffle it. I wanted to just take the bottom of the deck energy, but maybe I'm not supposed to. Maybe I'm supposed to shuffle again. So this will represent the overarching theme for you. No, it won't. I just heard no, it won't. This is representing the person you will have become after these 3 months. The way it did cartwheels, which that's reminding me of the video of Fergie. Well, actually, it's not cartwheels. She's doing front walkovers, but she's singing Welcome to the Jungle on the news, and it's like 9 in the morning. It's probably cold outside, and she's just and doing freaking flips on the stage. That's gonna be you in the next 3 months. Just full of energy, doing the most, going the extra mile, and standing out from the crowd. So we have 3 cards to indicate the person you're gonna be after these 3 months. The Ace of Coins, you're gonna be rich. You're gonna be richer than you are now. And I do feel you're gonna have a new project going on. I heard a new achievement under your belt. You may be able to add something to your title. Just for one example, like I'm a writer, a director, and an actor because I just starred in my first movie. So now I can add actor to my title. You know, something like that is happening for you. Definitely your prayer is materializing. So really important to note, this is not a promise of your prayer. This is not the thank you for your order confirmation email. This is not the your order has shipped confirmation email. This is not the your order is out for delivery. This is the thing on your doorstep. That's what the Ace of Coins is. It's the thing. It's the prayer on your doorstep. It's materializing in your tangible reality. And I'm hearing you should settle for no less. And don't slack. Don't let your guard down until that thing is on your doorstep. Yeah. We have the 4 of Coins. Absolutely money coming in. Absolutely. And this is financial security. This is like a new source of income, or it could be one big lump sum that is coming in for you, but this indicates financial security. So some of you are manifesting an amount of money that means you don't have to worry for the next few months, or maybe even for the next year or something like that. Some of you could be, for those of you who are in a paycheck to paycheck sort of situation, or if you have unstable working hours or an unstable salary every month, I feel like that's going to be becoming stable. Some of you could be offered a full-time position somewhere if that's what you're looking for. Or for those of you who are self-employed, this could be indicating that the money coming in every month is you're finally starting to see it stabilize. And even though it may not be the same every month, there's like a rough amount at least that you can expect is gonna come in. And then that helps you know, like, how should I budget this month? Like, I know this much is gonna come in, so yeah, I can pay off this, or I can afford this month, rather than it being unstable. Yeah, that's financial stability and security right there. And we have the Moon. And this represents the person you're becoming. Judging from everything we've seen in this reading, I feel like this moon card is representing you being open to the unknown, because if it's one thing that the universe is proving to you over these next 3 months, it's that even in the moments of unknown, even in the moments of uncertainty, the universe is always working in your favor. And because now you've seen evidence of that, I feel like moving forward, you're going to be a lot more comfortable with unknowns. Yeah, that's why I feel with the moon. Okay, so the last thing we're going to do for this reading, we're just going to take a look at some oracle cards, if I can pick them up with my nails. Okay, here we go. We have Evolve into Non-Complainer. When I look at this, I feel you didn't come this far just to be what do you call it? A people pleaser, just to be agreeable. You didn't come this far just to hold your tongue and bend to people's will. No. Like I said earlier in the reading, you came here to kick some ass. Your ancestors didn't go through all this evolution so that you could sit there quietly and meekly and let people undervalue you. Absolutely not. Literally. Literally. I don't even need to add anything to that. You're meant to soar. Group number 1, you are meant to soar. And we have grief. Tears are what happen when the ice in the heart melts. Oof. That one hits. When we go for such a long time feeling like our prayers are going to be unanswered, I do think that we often freeze our heart as a defense mechanism, because feeling that pain of what feels like an unanswered prayer is just, it's sometimes too much to bear. And so we can become closed off. We can become cynical, I want to say. And I feel like this card represents when your prayer is answered, it's going to make you soften again. It's going to soften your heart again. And there could be a lot of emotional release, almost like you didn't realize how difficult this road had been until you reached the end of it. And your body said, okay, the hard part is over. It's safe to release now. So yeah, there could be a big emotional release that comes with the answer of this prayer. And I am thinking of something. I just saw a clip of this. There's an artist that I like called Virtual Riot, and I guess he's sober now and used to drink like when he performed. And so it was a clip of him on a podcast, and he was talking about this idea that you can't selectively numb. So, you know, some performers will drink, and it's funny, I was talking about like not drinking earlier in the reading. Some performers will drink to numb the anxiety that they feel before going on stage, but then that also numbs like that feeling of fulfillment and satisfaction when you get off the stage. So you can't selectively numb. So there may be something that we can apply to your situation where if you had frozen your heart to numb yourself to disappointment, then it would also be numb to hope. It would also be numb to joy. And that's not to say you can't feel those things at all, but if you're trying to cut off one emotion in your heart, it's going to weaken all the other ones. I feel like it all comes through the same channel. That's always how I felt about it. Yeah, so group number 1, these are all the messages I have for you. So I'm going to end your reading here. Thank you so much for letting me do this reading for you. I hope you have a wonderful day or night whenever you're watching this, and also a wonderful 3 months ahead. Please take good care of yourself, stay healthy. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe if you feel like doing that. If you enjoy my channel, if you enjoy my content and you'd like to find me elsewhere, I'm gonna have a link down below my tarot reading Instagram, my personal Instagram, my Patreon, where we now have over 100 timeless exclusive readings, just like the ones here on my channel. And we have 2 new ones every month, and you can choose the topic for those. So I'm gonna have that link down below. It's a great time over there. And my music channel, which includes the intro song of this video, that is an original song. I will also have my latest release link down below. Thank you guys so much for supporting me, my channel, and anything I do. I really appreciate having you here, and I'm sending so much love to you, your higher self, to anyone else who may have appeared in this reading directly or indirectly, and to their higher self, and to your spirit guides, your spiritual team, and all of your loved ones, both here on earth and in the other realms. And I will see you guys in the next one. Bye bye. Hi number 2s, so if you guys chose the Angel Tarot cards and the orange fortune paper, this is going to be your reading all about the major changes coming your way in the next 3 months from whenever you are watching this. So we're going to start off by opening up this fortune paper for you and seeing what it says. Like I mentioned in the intro, this is pretty unserious, so we are doing this for fun while also being open to any little confirmations that could possibly be in it. But if you would like to skip this part, I will put a timestamp that you can skip forward to the part with the cards. Okay, my group number 2s. What is in your fortune? Whoa! Okay. So your luck score is 500 out of 100, and this says you have big good luck. I don't know if there's anything higher than that, group number 2. And this paper is paper number 6, so the number 6 could be significant to you. Intuitively, what I feel about that is that things are going to get good for you in the next 3 months. But then they're gonna get even better in the next 6 months. It's like this 3 months pass and the universe says, I'm not done. There's more blessings after that. For those of you who are manifesting, I feel like you are reaching your manifestation goals, but then that's only the beginning of it. So what you're manifesting actually ends up going farther than you ever even imagined. Okay, so let's look at this first message for you. Yeah, that makes a lot of sense. So it says, right now, like where you're at right now, even if you did nothing, happiness would just come and find you on its own. It will just come to you. You don't have to do anything. So just keep doing what you're doing. That's literally what this message says. So this is kind of already locked in for you. I feel like if there was any groundwork, any efforts you needed to do to bring in your manifestations, or any inner work that needed to be done, like you've already done it. You are already set up for success, group number 2. So for your luck in love, it says that right now there are 100 people who think that you are lovely. So you definitely have a lot of admirers, and I do feel like this fortune paper wants to remind you of just how lovable you are. For your mental or intellectual luck, it says you are a genius. Even if you don't do anything, you don't even have to try. If you were to change your name, it says, see, I told you it's kind of unserious. For a boy's name, it says Reng, which means lotus. So lotuses could be significant. And then for a girl's name, it says Haruna, which I really like that name. And fun fact, this character here is yang, like of yin and yang. So lotuses or yang energy could be significant. It says a job that is suited for you is the head of a company, like the president of a company, or a bullet train driver, like one or the other, take your pick. In a parallel universe, you are a strong, Is this a fighter? Yeah, it's a warrior or martial artist, it's also saying. Okay, so in a parallel universe, you are a strong warrior. For your zodiac compatibility, it says you should marry a Sagittarius, you should date a Cancer. For friendship, you should be best friends with a Libra. And for pets, you should have a Capricorn pet. In a past life, you were, I don't know who this is either. Okay, in a past life, you were Okita Soji, who is a Japanese samurai who lived in the 1800s. A Japanese samurai and the captain of the first unit of the Shinsengumi, a special police force in Kyoto during the late shogunate period, okay? Samurai or shogun could be significant. And it also says he was one of the best swordsmen of the Shinsengumi. Okay, we love that for him. We love that for past life you. And then in your life before that, you were an African elephant. And then before that, you were Piraruku. What is that? I don't know what that Okay, it's this interesting fish creature. So you were a samurai, and then you were an African elephant, and then you were whatever this is. This is the scientific name of it. It's a species native to the basin of the Amazon River. Once believed to be the sole species in the genus, it is among the largest freshwater fish. Arapaima, I guess? I don't know. Okay. Very colorful past lives, if you ask me. And then your lucky color is rainbow. Your lucky food is seaweed. Your lucky place is on top of a pedestrian bridge. Your lucky item is a straw. Your lucky phrase is telepathy. And this is like a language thing that doesn't really translate, but yeah, that's your fortune paper, group number 2. Okay, so now we are going to get into the main messages about the next 3 months for you. So I'm going to start off with some oracle cards. Your first card is Yod with the keyword destiny and the number 48. We have gentleness. We have variance. And we have truth. What do you need to recognize right now? What tough love messages do you need to hear right now? How can you gain clarity and insight? The feeling that I get when I look at all of these cards together is that in the next 3 months, I mean, I think we should be kind and gentle towards ourselves all the time, as much as we can, but you may need that especially in the next 3 months. There's kind of a specific energy here where there's either a certain path in your life that you really feel strongly is your destiny, or you feel really, really attached to the idea of figuring out what your destiny is and figuring out what your purpose is. And when I look at these cards together, I do get the sense that maybe you are being a bit too hard on yourself or putting too much pressure on yourself. And this is not to say that what you're desiring and the path that you're pursuing is not your destiny. But I think sometimes, and I've definitely felt this for myself, labeling it like that, like this is my destiny, this is my fate, it can sometimes just create this unnecessary pressure. It's like we set a really high spiritual standard for this mission that we have to complete or this potential that we have to live up to. And it can sort of take the fun out of finding our life purpose. It's almost like we start to see our purpose as a test or a mission instead of an adventure or an experiment or an exploration. What I'm seeing in the next 3 months is that things might not play out exactly as you expected. Things might not go exactly according to your plan, or you might have a change of heart and feel like you want to change your plans. And judging from these cards, I think you should allow yourself to do that in a way that is kind to you. Variance, to me, I'm thinking of like the potential of something to change. I'm just going to double check variance. Oops, my phone was still in Japanese and it did not understand what I was saying. So let's try that again. Variance. The fact or quality of being different, divergent, or inconsistent. Yes, so the way things play out, or the way your finished product looks, or how you feel at the end of a journey might be different than what you had in mind. And that is very, very, very okay. Like, that's coming through super strongly, that you need to know that that's okay. And it's also very okay if your path, your destination, your journey looks different than other people's. Also, I want to say that destiny itself is malleable. I think sometimes it can be painted as this one path, this one destination, and it's our mission in this lifetime to find it, and we better fulfill it, and we better get it right. But the best plan is one that is flexible. And if there was only one right way to live your life, there honestly wouldn't really be much point in incarnating in the first place. That's my opinion. Let me just say that that's my opinion. There's always multiple different paths that we can take, and there's always multiple different ways to get there. There's multiple different things that can make us happy. There's multiple different ways we can learn our lessons and use our gifts and reach our full potential. And it just seems like the way it all plays out for you is a bit different than what you thought. And it's so important, like, for anyone who feels tempted to label that as a failure or a mistake, that it's not. It's very okay. That's what I'm seeing from these oracle cards. So let's get into your tarot and see what are the major changes coming your way in the next 3 months. What major changes are coming in for my group number 2s in the next 3 months from whenever they are watching this? Oh, I don't know if I mentioned, I should just mention the numbers that are here. So we have the numbers 48, 7, and 39, which could be significant. Okay, your first card, this makes a lot of sense. The 9 of Water, which is the 9 of Cups. Your wish comes true, concerns fade away, a love of life. Okay, 500 out of 100 luck. Like, everything is turning out just fine. I often do feel a very gentle energy with the 9 of Cups, like a stressful situation coming to an end, or a softening of your energy. Like, you can relax now because you know that everything is okay. And I do really feel that it echoes the sentiment of the message that we got with the oracle cards. The next 3 months is going to be a period of happiness, contentment, abundance, and satisfaction with what you have. And I'm hearing satisfaction with what you've achieved and a pride in what you have accomplished. And I'm seeing an example where you are a sculptor and you had set out to sculpt a pine tree, but it ended up an oak tree. But it's the most beautiful oak tree that you've ever seen and that a lot of people have ever seen. And all these people are walking by and saying, look at this beautiful oak tree. Oh my gosh, like people are crying at how beautiful this oak tree is. And it's like really moving people. This is the most beautiful sculpture I've ever seen. And then you're sitting there like, it was supposed to be a pine tree. And it's like, but look at the result. There may be, like, there's some specificity that you might be hung up on that was never the point. And I don't want to tell you, like, what you can and can't care about or what should and shouldn't be important to you. But it looks like there's some detail of your path that may be giving you unnecessary stress when what seems to be the really important thing is that you made something beautiful and your end result is beautiful. Okay, we also have the Nine of Air, the Nine of Swords. Expecting the worst, self-fulfilling prophecies, sleepless nights. Again, I want to be really careful with this message because I don't want to invalidate what you're experiencing. But another thing that often comes through with the Nine of Swords is when something is kind of all in your head, I keep getting this energy of you perceiving yourself as having failed, or even perceiving yourself as a failure when that's not the case at all, or feeling like you should have done more when that's not the case at all. Another example I'm seeing is someone who got 80% on an exam and they're beating themselves up, and like they might not even realize that the average score of this exam is 30. So it's like they're so busy focusing on everything that they didn't do and maybe not realizing that that in fact is super normal. But in fact, the average is way less than that. There's something about you not realizing your own excellence. And let me be clear, if you want to strive for more, you are completely within your rights to strive for more and set the bar higher for yourself. But I do think that Spirit is encouraging you to please not downplay how much you have accomplished or beat yourself up for the tiny percentage that you maybe didn't get or the tiny percentage that came out different. There's also something about other people not noticing, which may or may not be relevant to you. I know sometimes when I make a song, I'm like, oh my gosh, that one part at 1 minute and 13 seconds, that one snare drum, like that didn't come out how I wanted it. And it's like literally nobody notices because the idea that it should be that way is just in your head. And again, like that's not to dismiss the importance of having a vision and like doing things in your own way. But with this energy coming through, I just wonder if there's an unnecessary self-judgment, if there's an unnecessary self-shaming or unnecessarily framing something as wrong. I guess it's the difference between saying like, oh, I was trying to make a pine tree, like that's what I wanted to do, but this oak tree is very beautiful too. That is like a self-loving way of framing it. And like, okay, I'll make the pine tree next time, you know, rather than being like, this is a disaster, I didn't fulfill my destiny, this is a failure. It's like, it's all about the way you're framing it, or it's all about your mentality. That's what the Nine of Swords is. And your fortune paper was saying so many messages about like, you don't even have to try. You don't even have to do anything. And please feel free to disregard this message. But I wonder if for some of you, it's like your brain is bored. And because things are peaceful and things are going well, and so your brain is creating problems. I definitely catch myself doing that sometimes. I guess the theme for the next 3 months is learning how you can strive for more while still being grateful and proud of yourself for what you have now. And also feeding that passion in you to fulfill your destiny without putting pressure on yourself or without implying that there's a right and wrong way to walk your path. Because your higher self doesn't exist just to tell your human avatar what to do. It's also there to learn from your human self. It's also there to observe your human self and take inspiration from your human self. It goes both ways. The relationship between you and your higher self, it's mutually beneficial. It's not one-sidedly like my higher self is the boss and tells me where to go. And same thing for spirit guides, same thing for your spiritual team. You maybe don't realize how many people admire you. Right now, you have 100 people thinking you are lovely. What else does group number 2 need to know about the next 3 months? We have the 7 of Air, which is the 7 of Swords. And again, there's this feeling of, because this is the mind, and the 7 of Swords talks about deception or not seeing the truth. There's really this feeling of your mind is lying to you. You have an inner critic that is kind of off the rails, it looks like. I'm thinking of a moment where, and I've definitely told this story before, but I was with ASO and we were in Miami and we were walking down the street, and I had these like really stubborn insecurities at the time that they still rear their heads sometimes, but I'm mostly healed from it, which I'm very happy for. But I was just like going on and on and on about how like I'm not good enough because this and that and blah blah blah, and it was like anything Madison ASO said to like reassure me or to challenge my inner critic, I was just like shooting it down. Like I wouldn't hear any of it. And eventually she kind of changed her tone and was just like, Carrie, you're being fucking delusional, like you need to stop. And I was like, oh shit. Like, we're not even entertaining the bullshit that your inner critic is saying anymore because it's bullshit and you know it. Like, and now I'm thinking about this tough love message of truth. Maybe something you need to understand is that when people admire you, when people compliment you, when people praise you, when people speak highly of you, they're not like just trying to be nice. They're not just like trying to flatter you. They're saying that because it's literally the truth. And like there's some part of you that I feel doesn't want to accept it. And I almost feel like in some way this is a warning message, because in the next 3 months, you are about to have big, big, big luck. You are about to have 500 out of 100 luck, having people admire you, having happiness find you without you even trying. And if all of these good things come your way and you're still in this mindset, I fear you're going to find some way to discredit your success, or you're going to find some way that you're still not good enough, or that you still haven't done enough, when really you should be celebrating and you should be freaking proud of yourself. So I do feel like this is Spirit saying we gotta fix the inner world. And it's not because if you don't fix the inner world, you can't manifest in the outer world. It's that you will manifest in the outer world and your inner world won't be in the right place to enjoy it, or to fully receive it, or to fully be proud of it and savor it. Okay, let's get one more card for you. What else you need to know for the next 3 months. Whoop! Wow, ego, the devil. Limiting beliefs, ways in which we hold ourselves back, ways in which we tie ourselves down. Negative or fear-based thoughts, it literally says on this card. This is Capricorn energy here. So if at the time you're watching this, there is like Capricorn season within the next 3-month period, Capricorn season could be significant. That's late December to late January, or actually even if that's in the next 6 months, because a period of 6 months was coming up as well. Or somebody with Capricorn placements could be significant, whether that's you or someone else. Someone who has an Aquarius moon could be significant, or Mars in Gemini, or Jupiter in Pisces. I'm just saying what all of these placements are. I'm just going to move these out of the way so they're not glaring. But yeah, I feel like that's a big focus for the next 3 months, is like getting your inner world in alignment and entering into a more kind, gentle mindset towards yourself, so that when these blessings do come, which they inevitably will, when your manifestations do come, you're actually in a place to enjoy them and to say like, I'm worthy of this and I accept it and I'm so proud of myself. You know, just to be in that place. Okay, so what I'm doing with the bottom of the deck card is who you're going to be at the end of this 3-month period. And we have the 4 of Fire, which is the 4 of Wands. So you're going to be happy. And this is Venus in Aries. That could be significant, but Venus is love, Aries is the self. So you're going to be in a place of self-love and contentment, and also feel a sense of belonging. So I'm hearing these people that I look up to. These people that I look up to, I belong in their company. I actually meant in their company as in like, you know, when you keep someone company. But then I realized that could also be talking about like a work company. I belong in this company. That could also be like something you're affirming to yourself for some of you. These people I look up to, I belong with them. I belong in the same spaces as them. I belong in this position. I belong in this community, in this profession. I belong taking up space here. Like that's the mentality that you are getting into. And I'm happy with what I've done. I'm proud with what I've done. And I've made meaningful contributions and I've made something beautiful. And I am freaking amazing for that. Contentment, peace, and abundance, a happy home life, and the successful completion of a project. So that is where you are going to be at the end of this 3-month period. So for all of the challenging energies that we may have seen throughout your reading, we do see that by the end of this period, you have overcome them. I often say in my opinion, that the Four of Wands is one of the happiest cards in tarot. So, and the Nine of Cups is pretty friggin' happy too. For all of the challenges that may come your way, this is the sign that you're gonna overcome them. So, the last thing we're gonna do is take a look at a few oracle cards. Any last messages, any things you need to know as you enter into this next season of your life? Wow. I cannot think of a more perfect message for my group number 2s. The thinking mind acts like it's everything, but it's not. And there's a lot of messages about your mind lying to you. The thinking mind acts like it's everything, but it's not. We have no expectations. So I feel like that also really ties into the message of being gentle with yourself and approaching. I feel like there's a piece of advice to approach more things in life as an adventure or an experiment. Like, I think of your purpose as just utilizing your gifts. The purpose is not the finished product or what that looks like. The purpose is in the practice of utilizing your gifts. And to approach whatever work it is that you're doing from the mindset of, I can't wait to see what I do with this. When I apply my gifts, when I apply my skills, I can't wait to see what the finished product looks like. Maybe that's the purpose, is the experimentation of it all, is the wonder of it all. I can't wait to see what it looks like when it takes shape in the physical world. Not like, this better be what it looks like, otherwise I failed. I feel like we're getting rid of that mindset, and that's very disempowering to you. Like, when I see panthers or just big cats in general, it makes me think of personal power and letting what a finished product looks like determine your worth or determine how well you're fulfilling your destiny. I feel like that's very disempowering, and just you existing and being authentic and utilizing your gifts, that's already your destiny. That's already your purpose. Like your fortune paper said, you don't have to do anything. You don't even have to try. You just have to be you. And it's the mind that wants to complicate things for you, that wants to knock you down. And that's okay. The brain has a negativity bias, so we're all going to experience BS like this, but I feel like that's the big task for the next 3 months, is like transitioning to this more gentle energy in your mind. And then the last card that we have is humility. My eyes are going to this owl, which could be significant. There's also, I think that's a Pomeranian. Looks like it. Pomeranian in the corner and a dragonfly. These could all be significant animals to you. Allow me, divine, to always accept the right assistance. I welcome your help in every way and delight in receiving it. Something that could also help you is kind of removing ego from your work or from the things that you're creating. Almost, how do I word this? Because I do believe that you should be proud of yourself for what you're creating, but also there's a humility in recognizing that you are a vessel for these things to be born through you. I want to give an example. I'm just going to use a song as an example because I make songs and it's easy for me. You know, rather than saying like, oh, I'm so amazing because I made this thing. Like, I mean, it's not bad to say that actually. But I think this humility card is putting the focus on like, I have served the divine by volunteering to be a channel through which this song could be born. It's like this song in its glory already existed and it chose me to be the channel that brings it through And so my job is to birth this song into the physical world, and it's not my job to criticize what it should or shouldn't be. So apply that to your situation with whatever you are making or whatever you are working on, and viewing yourself as a channel rather than as a generator of the creation itself, but rather like the creation existed and I'm the conduit I'm hearing through which it will come to this earth. It's like, okay, this is maybe a crazy example, but it's like if you had a baby and then you start going like, well, that's not what it's supposed to look like. Like, what do you mean? That's not a thing. Like, it's perfect. They're perfect. And what you're making is perfect. It's divine. And if we start nitpicking at this and that, it's like the nitpicking is based in the ego, and it's based on a very limited perception of how something should or shouldn't be. You don't know that. Even like if I'm making a reading, my ego might say, I shouldn't have used that wording. Little do I know that for 100 people out there, that exact wording was the wording they needed. It's not just about satisfying my ego. When you're working in this world, when you're creating in this world, it's not just about you, it's about the collective who receives your work, and you have no way of knowing what is the thing they will benefit from the most, or what delivery of your gift to them will benefit them the most. So I think there's a balance there with like honoring your personal preferences and your vision and what feels authentic to you, but also recognizing that it's not all about you. I'm also thinking about like a performer. It's not really about you. It's about the experience of the people watching you. So maybe zooming out of your own personal experience and recognizing like, I'm here to channel something from the divine that will help others. Maybe that's what helps you take pressure off yourself to fit your limited vision of what something should be. That's putting unnecessary pressure on you. Your ego doesn't know what something is supposed to be. It likes to act like it knows, but you can't know. And you have to trust that what you're channeling is exactly how it's meant to be and is going to help who it needs to help. And that may not be everybody, but it's going to help who it was meant to help. Yes. Okay, so those are all of the messages that I'm getting from my group number 2s. So I'm going to end your reading here. Thank you so much for letting me do this reading for you. I hope you have a wonderful day or night whenever you're watching this, and of course, a wonderful 3 months ahead. Please take good care of yourself, stay healthy. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe if you feel like doing that. If you enjoy my content and you'd like to find me elsewhere, I'm gonna have linked down below my tarot reading Instagram, my personal Instagram, my Patreon, where we now have over 100 exclusive timeless pick a card readings, just like the ones here on my channel. And we also have 2 new ones every month, and you can choose the topic for those. So I will have that linked down below. It's a great time over there. And my music channel, which includes the intro song of this video, that is an original song. I will also have my latest release linked down below. Thank you guys so much for supporting me, my channel, and anything I do. I really appreciate having you here, and I'm sending so much love to you, your higher self, to anyone who appeared in this reading directly or indirectly, and to their higher self, and to your spirit guides, your spiritual team, and all of your loved ones, both here on earth and in the other realms. And I will see you guys in the next one. Bye-bye! Hi number 3s, so if you guys chose the Moonchild Tarot Shadow Work Edition and this pinkish purple fortune paper, this is going to be a reading all about the major changes coming your way in the next 3 months. So we're going to start off the reading by looking at your fortune paper, and like I mentioned in the intro, these are pretty unserious, so we are mainly doing this for fun while also keeping an open mind to any little confirmation messages that might be in here. But with that being said, if you would like to skip over this part and just get into the main part with the cards, then I will have a timestamp to skip the fortune paper. Okay, so group number 3, let's see what your fortune is. Okay, so you got 100 out of 100 for your luck. Group number 2 did get 500, so but yeah, 100 out of 100 is a full score, and you have big good luck, which is very good to see. This fortune paper is, oh, it's number 17. So the number 17 could be significant, and I just looked up and saw 117 on the camera timer. So yeah, that could definitely be a significant number for you guys. And the number 17 is associated with the star card in tarot, which is all about a bright future and wish fulfillment. So already we have a really good energy going into this. Let's see what the first message says for you. Okay, so for every person that you talked to today, their luck increased by 10%. Okay, yeah, so for every person that you talk to today, you are going to increase their luck by 10%. And if you talk to them with a smile, it will be 10% more. So make an effort to smile more when you are talking to people. Okay, so I guess we can loosely translate this to anybody who gets a chance to interact with you, you are going to brighten their day. And maybe this is about not underestimating how much you can make someone's day, or how much you can lift somebody's mood with just a little smile, with just a little act of kindness. I also feel that this could even be a message about reminding you how happy people are to have you in their life, how much of a positive difference you make and have made and continue to make, and just how lucky people truly feel to have you. I feel like this is a reminder of how appreciated you are. So for your love life, it says that things are growing, things are making progress, the energy is gaining momentum. And this kind of says like, whenever you're ready. That's how I would loosely translate it. It literally says any time is okay. So I think this is spirit saying, whenever you're ready, the energy is gaining momentum, like it's hot and ready. Whenever you want to go in, whenever you want to find love, or whenever you want to make a move towards a special someone, we're ready when you are. That's the vibe. It says you are a second coming of Einstein. So clearly you are being praised on your intellectual capabilities. Another silly part of this fortune paper is that it gives you suggestions if you were to change your name. So it says for a boy, you should change your name to Shung. And for a girl, you should change your name to Hazuki. And this means leaf and moon for the girl named Hazuki. I'm not sure what this one means. It basically means that you are excellent and superior. So we love that for you. A job that would be fitting for you is a game creator or a drone operator. In a parallel universe, you are royalty. You're like nobility. For your zodiac compatibility, for marriage, you should marry a Scorpio. For dating, you should date a Cancer. For friendship, you should be best friends with a Pisces. And for pets, you should have a Gemini pet. In your past life, you were Leonardo da Vinci. And before that, you were, I guess, a Japanese monkey. Oh, it's so cute. You were this monkey, a Japanese macaque. And before that, you were Ammonite. Cool. Your lucky color is, I believe this is a shade of blue. This is your lucky color, this shade of blue here. And your lucky food is eggs. Your lucky place is a convenience store. Your lucky item is soy sauce. And your lucky saying, okay, apparently this means something like a wise man adapts himself to any conditions. Wise men are quick to adapt themselves to circumstances. Okay, so there could be a little hint in there that if you are able to be a bit flexible and adaptable to circumstances over the next 3 months, that is really going to increase your luck and your chances of success. And also, I think there's a message in there to believe in yourself that you can thrive under any conditions. So your success is not dependent on the circumstances you are placed in, it's dependent on you. Okay, so that was your fortune paper. We are gonna get into the cards now, and we're gonna start with a few oracle cards to see what we got going on. We are starting with Chiron, with the keyword healing and the number 8. We have multiple streams with the number 48. We have inward revolution. And oh wow, we have adjust, and we were just talking about being adaptable. And the keyword on this card is literally success. So that's definitely a message you need to know. If you are able to be a bit flexible and adapt to your circumstances, that's going to guarantee your success. I'm also noticing that these kind of look like that lucky color that we got for you, that shade of blue. To tweak or modify, to reconfigure for better results, to make minor changes or updates, to change course and recalculate route. I'm going to turn off the heater because it's blowing the fortune paper around, and if you are like me, that's going to be distracting. I noticed that when I was reading the adjust card and confirming that message that seems to be here, like adaptability will lead to success, the camera timer was around, it was going like 8:15, 8:16, 8:17, and it was making me think of dates in mid-August. So I don't know if that happens to be within the 3-month period from when you're watching this, but I do feel like mid-August could be a significant time, or Virgo season that's coming through as well. So like from late August to late September. It looks like there's definitely some really, oh, I'm excited for this. It's powerful healing that feels very exciting because you know that through this healing, you're getting some old, I'm hearing old and stale, okay? It's stale baggage. It's baggage that has been with you, even though you don't even necessarily believe it anymore. I don't know if you've ever experienced this before, where you have this old programming or this old negative voice in your head, and you're like, wait a minute, I don't even believe this anymore. Like, why am I still telling myself this story? Like, bye, shoo. You're getting rid of that old stale baggage and old stories that you used to tell yourself to keep yourself down, but that you genuinely just don't believe anymore. And that's very exciting. It's going to make you very powerful. And there is something about being able to find like the root that you need to get rid of. So that limiting belief that you need to get rid of, or that wound that needs to be addressed through analysis. Feeling your way to it is also valid, but I see you maybe writing something down or talking to yourself and analyzing what it is that you believe and analyzing the ways that you behave, and then being like, oh, that's it. That's the root of my problems. That's what's holding me back. That's what we gotta delete from our programming. And then we'll finally have the success that we want. So this is healing. This is removal I keep wanting to use the word programming. It's like you're going into your program and removing bugs that have been sabotaging you, that have been keeping you pessimistic, that have been keeping you stuck. It's giving Hermit energy as well, which is also, I think I mentioned Virgo season. Yes, I did. And Hermit card is related to Virgo energy because there's this feeling of the inward journey, of turning within and finding the root of the problem in yourself. We have multiple streams, which I immediately thought of income, okay? So in the next 3 months, you could be adding a source of income to what you already have, or an existing source of income could be really taking off. So for example, maybe some of you had a side hustle that you're like, yeah, this makes me like an extra few bucks a month, like just a little bit of supplementary income. But then in the next 3 months, it's really taking off, and it might even become your main source of income now. And I do feel very happy when I'm saying this message. So it's probably the source of income that is more enjoyable for you. And for those of you who do have a side hustle that you've been wanting to grow, this is an excellent sign that you will be able to turn it into something full-time or something more consistent, or it's going to become something more reliable. So yeah, I definitely see multiple streams of income for you. My eyes are really going to this person's jewelry, like the hoop earrings, the bracelets. Some of you could be in fashion or making accessories, or you have like a boutique or something like that. That could just be for some of you. But another thing that I could interpret from multiple streams is that wherever it is that you want to go, there's multiple ways to get there. And I feel that this is a reassuring message because there's not this pressure of you having to find the one way to make it happen. And I do think there's a shift in your mindset where you're kind of seeing there's opportunities everywhere. I'm also hearing the universe wants me to win. I'm hearing the universe wants me to win because I want me to win, and the universe wants whatever I want, like plain and simple. If I want to travel, then the universe wants me to travel. Like if I want to make 6 income streams, the universe wants me to make 6 income streams. Like the universe wants what I want. Period. No more shame surrounding what we want, no more overcomplicating things. Like this is the time to make shit happen. That's what the next 3 months is. Okay. I also want to mention with Chiron, it's not only healing, but we'll often see Chiron referred to as the wounded healer. So whatever it is that you're healing in this 3-month period, you could become an excellent teacher of that, or you could help people who are struggling as well. And I wondered if that's what this was talking about, because it's like anyone you talk to, you're going to increase their luck. So through your own healing process, it seems like you're gaining some wisdom that could help other people too. So, let's say you had this inward journey and you were able to identify and change a limiting belief. 1515 on the timer as I'm saying that, which is the number of the devil, who can very much talk about limiting beliefs. You find some kind of like system that works for you, or some kind of approach that works for you, that you could then go and share with other people if they want that knowledge, or you could you could teach them, you could impart that wisdom. So you're raising your own luck, and then anybody you share that with is also going to raise their own luck. That may be another message for some of you, that you could gain success by sharing. It's like you gain success and then you share your success story, and that makes you even more successful. I'm imagining maybe a video that's like how I manifested XYZ, or how I healed XYZ. You could be literally making a video or just sharing what you discovered with people around you, but that's really going to benefit others as well. Yeah, I already mentioned the numbers, I think 8, 48, and 42. Yeah, there's definitely something about August. Virgo and Aquarius energy could be significant too, because we were talking about the star card with that number 17 on your fortune paper. So this could be you who has Virgo or Aquarius placements, or someone significant to you. And yeah, if Virgo season or Aquarius season happen to fall into the 3-month period from when you're watching this, they could be particularly important times. With Aquarius season being late January to late February. Also, if you're familiar with your birth chart, wherever Virgo and Aquarius fall, like whatever house they fall in your birth chart, those could be areas of your life that are going to be changing the most in the next 3 months. Okay, we're going to get into your tarot now and see what else you need to know about. Oh my gosh, this deck is really hard to handle. And now I heard can't be tamed, and I feel like that's you. No one can stop you now. There's also something about, like, you're healing, you're retiring the voice in you that is unkind to you. They're retiring, they're hanging up their, whatever that expression is, hanging up their hat, they're hanging up their coat. Like, we don't need them anymore, we're retiring. And something just came through that's like, I've heard every mean thing in the book because I've already said it to myself and I've already healed from it, so you can't hurt me anymore. Like, I've heard it all. No one can hurt you. No one else can determine your worth. What do my group number 3s need to know for these next 3 months? We have the 10 of Swords. Yeah, like, you're done. Group number 1 also got 10 of Swords, and it was in this exact position. Like, it was the first tarot card that came out. So maybe if you were drawn to group 1 as well, that's like confirmation that there's messages there for you. Or if you're coming from group number 1, because you also felt drawn to this one, that's like confirmation that you're in the right place. But yeah, there's an ending. You're done with something. You're putting something to rest once and for all. There's a few different scenarios that I'm seeing, but I'm hearing I'm done chasing. So for some of you, you are removing a limiting belief that was standing between you and a manifestation, which will very swiftly bring the manifestation to you. Swiftly, with swiftness. Some of you you're done chasing it. So it's like, it is still something that I desire, but I'm done chasing it. Like, I'm not going to run after it because I'm fine without it. And when you stop chasing it, that's when it comes to you. But there's a few of you as well who, once the limiting belief is removed, the desire itself kind of dissolves, which is interesting. It's like, I can't even think of an example, but it's like, I don't know, let's say someone wanted to be famous and then they go within and they find the limiting belief that was holding them back, but then they realize that now that I healed that limiting belief, I don't even care about being famous anymore. Like it actually removes the need to manifest entirely, okay? So I don't know, there's a lot of people watching this, and I don't know which one you specifically will fall under. I guess you'll just have to see in the next 3 months when that limiting belief goes away. It's either gonna help you manifest effortlessly or remove the need to manifest it in the first place because you don't care about it anymore. I definitely think this could be a period where you're getting very clear about what your desires are and what your desires aren't. Because sometimes we think we want something, but it's really like society put that there. Like, that's not my value. That's what someone said I should want. Someone told me I should chase this, but I don't have to chase shit if I don't want to. What else do my group number 3s need to know about the next 3 months? We have the 3 of Wands, and group number 1 also got the 3 of Wands. They got the 10 of Swords and they got the 3 of Wands. That's crazy. Different decks, of course, but there's also, I don't want to name too many signs, but there's Aries and Gemini energy here, particularly Aries Sun and Gemini Sun. So that could be significant for some of you. If the sun is passing through Aries or Gemini during the 3-month period from when you're watching this, those could be particularly important times. But I'm not surprised to see this at all because the 3 of Wands represents growth and expansion. And you're definitely moving on from a dark place mentally. Just look at the difference in color. How much more soft this looks, how much more vivid, like colorful, beautiful. This looks a bit dire. It looks a bit bleak, you know? I think you've been in a dark place mentally and you're moving out of that. Some of you could be working through anxiety, like healing anxiety. You're definitely any way in which you were self-sabotaging, you're not doing that anymore. And you're getting out of your own way so that you can reach your fullest potential. I see you being very creative during the next 3 months, but in a kind of selfish way. And what I mean by that is when you're creating, you're not thinking at all about the person receiving it. And that's funny because there was another group where I feel like I was giving advice that they should be thinking about the person receiving it, but that's not where you're at right now. Because I think you're in an energy of rediscovering your creative energy and rediscovering your essence. Once you discover what that is, then you could start deviating from it and thinking about who's on the receiving end of your creations. But I feel like right now, your task in the next 3 months is to create selfishly, to not care about conventional rules or structures or genres or how your message would be received or what's trendy right now or who's gonna find it boring or who it's gonna piss off. Like, just not thinking about that at all. You don't even have to show it to anyone if you don't want to. You absolutely can, but I feel like the point is I'm doing this for me. I'm doing this as a form of self-discovery. I'm doing this to reconnect to my essence. I'm hearing, wow, my only desire right now is to know my own essence deeply. Why is that making me want to cry? Because it's like, maybe we've spent so much time trying to match others' energy, trying to seek others' approval, trying to fit a mold of what others want or what we think others want. And it's like, I don't even care to do that anymore. I don't even care to entertain the idea that someone else could determine my worth, or someone else could validate my existence, or someone else could validate my gifts and my talents. Like, I don't even care to do that anymore. I feel like a lot of desires that you've had that involve recognition or the approval of others are going to be falling away in the next 3 months. It's just, I'm hearing it seems so unappealing now to like mold myself into something that another may or may not like. Is like, I do not care to do that at all. I'm also seeing a visual of like a handprint in paint. That could be significant for some of you. Like someone dipped their hand in colorful paint and like put it on a canvas. And I'm thinking about how fingerprints are completely unique to you. So I think this is about discovering or rediscovering your beautiful, unique, energetic footprint or handprint or fingerprint or whatever that is unique to you. And yeah, I heard that phrase, my only desire is to know my own essence deeply. And the rest can take a hike. This is also really specific, but I saw someone rescuing an animal, which that could be a lot of things. That could even be, you know, sometimes you'll see like a little injured bird or a little injured butterfly and you like put them in your house and you feed them like sugar water until you nurse them back to health. For some of you, that could be adopting an animal from a shelter or taking on an animal from a friend or family member who cannot take care of them anymore. I miss Molly. I don't know if you ever heard Molly sometimes when I film in Canada at my dad's house, you can hear Molly in the background. She was an African gray parrot who my stepmom took on from her parents, but she passed away. I miss her. But anyway, yeah. A bit of a tangent there. Molly was an Aquarius, by the way. She was born on Valentine's Day. And she's older than me. Because parrots live for a long time. But anyway, yeah, there could be something about nursing an animal back to health or adopting or taking on an animal. And maybe that's just for a few of you. Okay, what else do my group number 3s need to know about the next 3 months? What else do my group number 3s need to know? We have the Queen of Swords. This is an energy of clearing away things that don't serve you. So this makes a lot of sense. I also very often feel the Queen of Swords in a no more nonsense, no more BS kind of energy. I feel like that makes a lot of sense for you as well. And as a very like analytical problem solver, I also feel like that sounds like you. I look out for the Queen of Swords in other readings because I feel like you're in her energy right now. I'm also hearing that when people try to downplay your talents or your accomplishments, that's a them problem. A lot of the time, if someone is speaking down on you, that just says everything about them and nothing about you. And I've seen many people express this sentiment, and I agree with it. But like, for example, I've seen someone say, an athlete will never judge you for wanting to exercise or like wanting to improve your fitness. A musician will never judge you for wanting to try learning music. And then I've also seen someone saying like, it was like a kind of jacked guy. And he was saying like, I've never had a person more jacked than me like judge me for how I lift. Like, it's never the people above you who are trying to knock you down. Well, actually, I mean, if people are secure within themselves, they're not gonna try to knock you down. So even more reason why they can't hurt you, because if they're trying to knock you down, it just says everything about them and it says nothing about you. When you are truly getting constructive feedback and constructive criticism, you will know, because you come out of that interaction feeling uplifted and feeling like, yes, I can do it. Okay, we have the Eight of Cups, and at the bottom of the deck, we have the Page of Swords. So my idea for the bottom of the deck card was to represent who you're going to be, like who you will have become by the end of this 3-month period. And the Page of Swords, this is like, you're ready to start working on a new idea. You have a new vision. That's really cool. It's almost like you're spending this time getting to know yourself, creating, rediscovering your soul's essence. I see you, it's like you're bathing in your own essence, and it feels really, really good. And it is not polluted by anyone else's energy or anyone else's BS. It's like pure you. Okay, I don't know if I'm gonna say that. Whatever, I'll say it. I heard it's pure you. It's not cut with anything else to make it cheaper. Because I feel like when you water down your energy, it cheapens it. Your energy is expensive. Your energy is really valuable. It's really expensive, okay? That's a message for some of you to maybe ask for a raise or raise your prices or something. You could be underestimating the value of what you have to offer. Yeah. You're not for everybody. And there's a lot of power in accepting that. And it's better to have a few people in your life or a few people supporting you who really, really vibe with your energy and who really, really love you than to have like hundreds or thousands of people who kind of like you. Quality over quantity, for sure. So it feels like within these 3 months, you're experimenting, discovering your essence, and by the end of this 3-month period, you have a new idea or a new inspiration. You just need to take some time to reconnect with yourself before deciding what you want to execute, what project you want to start next. This is an inward period. This is a period of reflection and connecting to yourself. And then before long, you'll be ready to step out into the world again with a fresh new idea. And that word execute is coming to mind, like something to execute. Sorry, I feel like I keep messing up the tablecloth. And then we have this Eight of Cups, which we had the Ten of Swords, which was an ending. We have the Eight of Cups, which is walking away. There's a feeling with the Eight of Cups of walking away because you need something of more substance. You need something more meaningful. I'm also looking at the glowing moon that looks like it's over this person's third eye. So you're walking away from something, and in that walking away, you are honoring your intuition. So there may not actually be any like glaring red flags. It's more of a subtle thing. It's like if you met someone and it's not even that they outright said anything rude or problematic to you. It's not what they explicitly said or did. It's a vibe that you got from them. Maybe it was like a little nonverbal thing. It was their intonation, something about their demeanor. You could just tell like, this person does not have good intentions, or this person is bad news. And even though it might seem like you could benefit from sticking around, maybe they're presenting you with a deal that sounds really good. This is literally the definition of vibe was off. Like, I couldn't do it, the vibe was off. And so it feels like you're walking away from something, and in doing so, you're honoring your intuition, you're honoring your third eye, you're honoring the part of you that sees beyond the physical. Because someone who's not tapped in might be like, but it sounds like they're offering you something really good. And you're like, no. You're reading between the lines. You're like, I know where this goes. I know how this story ends. It kind of seems like you're turning something down. So in the next 3 months, you're going to get an offer that looks good on paper, but intuitively feels really off. And depending on where you're at in your journey, I think for some of you, it's going to be an easy no. You're just going to be like, nope, this doesn't feel right. Bye. For others of you, depending like where you're at in your healing journey, you might feel a little bit of pressure of, oh, but what if I miss out on an opportunity? Maybe I shouldn't say no. Maybe this is going to be good. Maybe I should just do it. And that's coming from like fear of missing out. That's coming from a lack mentality. No, it's not a test. It's a testament. Yes. It's a testament to the power of honoring your intuition over what a 3D situation might look like. And in this case, it seems to be that you're honoring your intuition by saying no, but it can go the other way around as well. Like, there may be everything in the 3D might point towards something not being possible, but your intuition says, go for it. But the 5 senses say, I don't care what they say, go for it. It's like your intuition has like the veto power. It trumps everything. So this is a testament to what happens when you honor your intuition. Whether you're honoring it by saying yes or by saying no, seems like in the next 3 months, you'll be honoring it by saying no to something that in the past you would have maybe said yes to, even though it felt kind of wrong, because you're worried about what you could lose if you say no. But you're realizing the most valuable thing, it's not something that an outside person or outside organization can give to me. No one can give me something that's more valuable than myself. No one can give me something that's more valuable than what I already have. So if it feels like a no, it's a no. Yeah. All right, so for the last part of this reading, we are going to look at a few oracle cards. Just any last messages about this 3-month period. We have World Maker is only job in the final future. Yep, you're definitely in a creative energy and you're taking some time away from outside noise. It's like you're in some kind of spiritual workshop where you're crafting the world that you want to live in. Ooh, speaking of which, we have quantum jump. Okay. Literally, like, you're world making and you're quantum jumping. You're like in The Sims right now, building your dream house, and then you're gonna go live in it. That's the vibe that I'm getting. We have the number 36 here, which could be significant. And then we have receiving. Oh my gosh. And 4040 as I'm showing you this card, which feels like endless possibilities. Every day it becomes easier to receive the highest divine plan and to trust my inner guidance. Exactly. I'm so excited for you, group number 3. And yeah, this reading made me a bit emotional. It's always very emotional, like coming back to yourself. So Thank you so much for letting me do this reading for you. I hope you have a wonderful day or night whenever you're watching, and I wish you all the best. And of course, wishing you a wonderful 3 months ahead. Please take good care of yourself, stay healthy. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe if you feel like doing that. If you enjoy my content and you'd like to find me elsewhere, I'm gonna have linked down below my tarot reading Instagram, my personal Instagram, my Patreon, where we now have over 100 timeless exclusive readings, just like the ones here on my channel. And we also have 2 new ones every month, and you can choose a topic for those. So I'm gonna have that link down below. It's a great time over there. And finally, my music channel, which includes the intro song of this video. That is an original song, and I will also have my latest release link down below. Thank you guys so much for supporting me, my channel, and anything I do. I really, really appreciate having you here, and I'm sending so much love to you, your higher self, to anyone who may have appeared in this reading directly or indirectly, and to their higher self, and to your spirit guides, your spiritual team, and all of your loved ones, both here on earth and in the other realms. And I will see you guys in the next one. Bye-bye. Hi number 4s. So if you guys chose the Apparition Tarot and the green fortune paper, this is going to be your reading all about the major changes that are coming your way in the next 3 months. I just wanted to mention that I've been journaling a lot over the past couple days, just as a way to process and make sense of what's going on in my inner world. And between finishing group number 3's reading and starting your reading, I got hit with a sudden urge to journal some more. And so I just went upstairs and wrote like 10 pages. And that felt significant because that's not something I would usually do in between filming readings. I usually just do nothing and like decompress or do mindless things. So that felt like it could be a message for you. You could be journaling a lot over the next 3 months, or you could be writing a lot, like maybe you're working on a writing project, or processing a lot of unprocessed emotions in this 3-month period. And when I was done, I was exhausted. So it felt like I had just channeled something. Yumi. I was just gonna say, it felt like I had just channeled something big and important, and it left me completely drained. So then I had to like take an additional rest before I came back to film your reading. So my group number 4 is you could definitely be doing some serious channeling over the next 3 months, whether that's through writing or speaking or art. I do feel like a lot of inner truths are going to be coming out for you, especially things you've been running away from. I would say that processing is a big theme for you over the next 3 months. But anyway, let's get into your reading now. So we're gonna start with this fortune paper, and I just saw 222, by the way. Like I mentioned in the intro, these fortune papers are very unserious, so we're just doing this for fun, and with the possibility that maybe there's some little confirmations in here for you. But with that being said, if you would like to just skip forward to the part where we get into the cards, there will be a timestamp below for you to do that. So group number 4s, what is in your fortune? What is that? There's like, I feel like some little stuff just fell out of this paper. How does that make sense? Anyway, your luck score is 95 out of 100. This just says good luck, like just plain old good luck. And this is paper number 48. So the number 48 could be significant for you. And let's see what the first message is that this fortune paper has for you. Okay, so it says your kind and gentle heart is keeping your happiness at a high level, especially showing kindness to your environment is increasing your happiness, or showing kindness to the environment. Did I say your environment or the environment? Could be either. It could be like the natural environment, or it could be your surroundings. But showing kindness to your environment and your surroundings is going to increase your own happiness. And, oh yeah, okay. This is talking about the natural world, because it says to show love to small living beings, like to show compassion to plants and animals. Yes, yes. Okay. So this is a message about embracing your soft heart and embracing your love for nature. Perhaps even about embracing your true nature. I'm also hearing returning to softness, and I'm also hearing root chakra. So there could be a message about grounding through nature. Okay, so your luck in love. What? It says that the way you use your fingers is sexy. Is that what that says? Girl, okay, sure. I mean, you might be good at doing something with your hands. I don't know, maybe you play an instrument, or maybe there's like some mannerism that you do with your hands that is attractive. Maybe you just have nice hands or nice fingers, or maybe you have nice like nails or rings. If I try to broaden that message, let me just make sure. Is this like an idiom for something, or did they really go there and say that the way you use your fingers is sexy? One second. Girl, that just made it worse. But no, okay, I will say, when I Googled this word, the suggestions were like piano, recorder. You know, we say that in English too, like when you play piano, you have to make sure you're using the proper fingering and stuff. So I don't know, maybe some of you do play instruments. That could be a confirmation for you. It also says that a lot of people are envious of your mind. Okay, so this could be talking about your intellectual capabilities or your mindset. It says if you are going to change your name, see, these fortune papers are kind of silly. If you're going to change your name, for a guy, you should change your name to Rihito. And for a girl, you should change your name to Himari. And then a job that would be good for you is an explorer. In a parallel universe, you are a very skilled sniper. Okay. Your zodiac compatibility for marriage, you should marry a Gemini. For dating, you should date an Aries. For friendship, you should be best friends with a Virgo. And for pets, you should have an Aquarius pet. In a past life, you were... So this is who you were in a past life. Sei Shonagong, who was born in 966 AD. And she was a Japanese author, poet, and a court lady who served the Empress Teishi around the year 1000 during the Middle Heian period. She is the author of The Pillow Book. I also just saw this because I was looking up The Pillow Book. Why was Sei Shonagon's Pillow Book important? Her book is invaluable because it reflects 11th century Japanese court life because of the beauty of her style, and because, in fact, women writers recognized for genius have indeed been scarce worldwide until 1750. So I suppose she was one of the first female writers. Oh my gosh, we were just talking about writing at the start of the reading. That just clicked for me. She was one of the first female writers to be recognized for genius. Okay, so that's who you were in a past life. In the life before that, you were a guinea pig. And in the life before that, you were an oarfish. Oarfish are huge and kind of creepy, but I think they're really, really cool. So I would Google that if you feel called to. Actually, I have an oracle deck that has an oarfish on it. Below the Surface by Vanessa Samayana, there is an oarfish card in there, and I was so happy to see it. Anyway, your lucky color is salmon pink. Your lucky food, I think that's dried squid. Yes, your lucky food is dried squid. Your lucky place is on a bus. Your lucky item is soy sauce, which group number 3 also got soy sauce as their lucky item. And your lucky word is, I would translate this as like eye of the tiger, because it has a feeling of like watching carefully, waiting for your moment to pounce. That's the feeling that I'm getting. So that's your fortune paper, group number 4. That was a journey. Okay, so we are going to get into the messages about your next 3 months, and we are going to start off with some oracle cards. Your first card is 4th house with roots, and we have the number 28. We have emotional baggage. We have there is only light. Oh, and these have the numbers 37 and 30 on them. And then we have self-love. What can you do to accept yourself, acknowledge yourself, appreciate yourself, validate yourself, cultivate happiness within yourself, and grow into the best version of yourself? How do you extend love to your being? And the key word on this card is light work. I find it so interesting that we have this card of emotional baggage, because there was that message about processing a lot of emotions during this 3-month period. So I do feel like this period is about you releasing a lot of emotional baggage. And when I look at this image with the light emanating outwards, it looks to me like someone who has a huge weight lifted. Like they've been through an energetic cleansing, and I think you are cleansing yourself from the inside out. Imagine you are a house, and it's like you turned on the lights and opened all the windows, and all of the old stale air and dust can be freed from the house, and now the house is filled with sunlight and brightness and fresh air. And I just heard the sweet smell of spring, okay? So regardless of when you are watching this and what season it is in the next 3 months, I feel like energetically, the season you are entering into is spring. Some of you could be coming out of depression or coming out of a period of lethargy, apathy. I'm hearing struggling to motivate yourself, struggling to feel excited about the things that normally excite you. You are coming out of this energy, and like I said, the sweet smell of spring, it's like you're springing back into life. It's like the sun is coming out again. You're ready to put down this baggage and walk forward without it. In some way, and this is going to sound really weird, and maybe it needs unpacking if you resonate with this, but it's like some baggage you held on to, but in a weird way, it was also a security blanket. And so saying you don't need it anymore is a bit bittersweet. Some of you could be letting go of grief or letting go of a loss. And it's almost like you're sad to let go of the grief because the grief made you feel closer to something or someone. There's a bittersweet feeling in dropping the baggage. But ultimately, you know that it's right. We have the 4th house, so this could quite literally be talking about your home. And yes, there was that message about the environment in your fortune paper. I do think this was talking about the natural environment, but I think for some of you, there was an additional interpretation about it being about your surroundings. So you could be reorganizing your home, reorganizing your space, and that helps to put you in a new frame of mind. You could be doing some serious decluttering. You could be doing some decorating, and I just heard it's what you deserve. Okay, so giving yourself permission to do something with your home that's not necessarily essential or practical, but it makes it prettier, it makes it more comfortable, it makes it feel more like you, it makes it feel more like a sanctuary. Creating a space that really resonates with your new energy and that doesn't bring you back into your old energy. And the fourth house, it can also talk about childhood, like early childhood memories, family. So if we have this next to emotional baggage, it could very well be that some of the baggage you are sorting through stems from childhood, and maybe there's even things that you've been holding on to since childhood and that you're ready to let go of. And I don't know why I feel like saying this, but something that I wrote a few times in my journal is 17 years is not a long time, because there was like baggage that I had been carrying for 17 years and I beat myself up for it a lot. But in the grand scheme of things, in the grand scheme of my soul, that is such a tiny period. So I don't know if maybe you needed to hear that, like if maybe there's some ways you are being hard on yourself because you've held baggage for so long, or you've been stuck on something for so long, and maybe you would benefit from telling yourself like, that's not a long time. I mean, even if it was a long time, it's nothing to be ashamed of, but in the grand scheme of things for your soul, that's not a long time at all. So to say like, oh, it's always going to be this way because it was this way for 5 years or 10 years, like that's silly. That's peanuts. That's no time at all. You are an infinite soul. It's no time at all. Okay, so we're going to get into your tarot, the Apparition Tarot. And we're gonna see what major changes are coming for you in your next 3 months. What can my group number 4s expect in the next 3 months? We have the Knight of Wands. Okay, so I'm noticing a car, a plane. There could be some travel coming up for you in the next 3 months. For some reason, I'm getting the feeling of solo travel. That could be the case for some of you, or traveling exactly as you please. I guess the reason solo travel came to me is because if you were traveling by yourself, you wouldn't have to worry about anyone else's itinerary, or I'm thinking of Gwen Stefani. Fuck, why can't I talk right now? What is it? Let me check my itinerary. All right, yummy. An absolute bop. I'm feeling yummy head to toe. So, as I was saying, if you were traveling by yourself, you wouldn't have to worry about someone else's itinerary or what someone else wants to do. You wouldn't have to make any compromises. So I definitely feel like that's the feeling that's going with you. Whatever trip this is that you're taking, you don't have to worry about what anyone else wants to do. So you're either by yourself or you're with someone who is like, has the exact same vibe as you. I don't know if you've ever seen those memes of like, there's 2 types of travelers. Like there's the traveler who wants to wake up at 6 a.m. and go on a hike. And then there's the traveler or the vacationer who just wants to like lay on the beach all day. And so it doesn't matter where you might fall, but if you were traveling with someone else, I feel like they're going to be exactly on the same vibe as you. And so you don't have to worry at all. You can just be completely naturally how you want to be. I would bet there's going to be beautiful nature wherever you're traveling, because there was that message about the environment and showing love to other living things. We even have some animals on this card here. And There was something else I wanted to say. Okay, yeah, this is a weirdly specific one, so I think it's just going to be for a few of you. But it's not telling people about your travel plans so you don't have to visit someone. Like, for example, maybe you're traveling to a city where like a distant relative lives or like old friends live, and you're like, but I like, no offense, but I don't really want to spend my precious time on this trip like visiting you. I'd rather just do my own thing. So I'm just not going to tell you that I'm in town. Like, there's some message like that too. Again, I feel like that's just for a few of you. This could also be you getting to travel to your dream destination. Also very specific for a few of you, but horseback riding or bird watching could be significant. Yeah. So a completely leisurely trip, a trip that is completely just for you. I'm hearing you don't have to do any annoying side quests. You can just do exactly what you want. I also just heard I'm going with my own money, which that could be really significant for some of you if this is like a financial milestone that I can pay for this trip by myself. That could be an independence milestone. It could also be like I paid for this trip so I don't have to feel bad about being selfish. There's also a line in that Yummy song that's like, I disappear like Houdini. So some of you are just effing off. Like, you're just going somewhere to retreat. That might even be what this suitcase is partly referring to. Travel. What else do we have? We have the High Priestess. Okay. So I have a feeling for my group number 4 is that you already are very closely connected to your intuition, but this feels like something more radical I'm hearing. The major shift is that moving forward, you now have a radical trust in your intuition, such that it's at the foundation of all that you do. The way this High Priestess's arm is reaching, it's reaching from the light into the darkness. So this could also be about befriending your shadow side. No longer being ashamed of your shadow. Maybe that's what there is only light is referring to. And the way I'm interpreting that is it's all love. Like, of course, light and dark both exist, but it's all love. I love my light side and I love my shadow side. That also makes me think of you being in solitude, because it's like time to yourself to make friends with your shadow and to really understand your shadow. And maybe think about why certain things got labeled as shadow in the first place. Why certain things got banished to the shadows in the first place. Maybe some light attributes mistakenly ended up there because of someone's unfair judgment, whether that was you unfairly judging yourself or someone else unfairly judging you. I'm hearing they put it in the shadow bin. It wasn't supposed to be there. Okay, so there's certain aspects of you that you're reclaiming because you don't deem them as shameful anymore. You don't deem them as wrong anymore. You never had to do that. Definitely you're getting more in touch with your spirituality and more in touch with the non-physical world. I do think you've had an understanding that there's so much more to this world than what you can perceive with your five senses, but it feels like you're exploring that a bit more in the next 3 months. I'm hearing you're playing with that a bit more, like what you can pick up on, what you can receive, how you can move the energy, how you can send and receive the non-physical energy. You're playing with that more. I almost see someone kind of testing their psychic abilities. Like, let's see if this works. And that's so weird. The way I'm seeing it is like if someone were writing code because they're making a website and then they test it to see if the page shows up how they thought it was going to show up. So it's not a test of like, does this work or not? I think you know it works, but it's like, for example, if I try to send this person a message or if I try to manifest this sign, is it gonna appear the way I intended it? You're playing with your psychic abilities like that. That's so interesting. And getting more confident in them as well, because that's another meaning of the Knight of Wands, is confidence and self-belief and just going for it. You're not afraid of being wrong anymore, and you're not afraid of anyone labeling you as like delulu or unrealistic. It's like those words don't even faze you anymore. Whether your inner critic is calling you that or someone else is like, I don't care if I'm wrong, I'm just trying it. And like, it works. That's also something I wrote in my journal, by the way, because I manifested something pretty big for myself. And the way I did it was I literally just lived as if it was already here. And yes, that is delusional. Like, I was pretending, and someone could have easily been like, that's stupid, but I wouldn't care. I wouldn't care. I just kept living that way until it became true. So it worked. You manifest by just becoming it. And then the world around you has no choice but to match your energy. So you don't wait for the outside world to give you permission to start living or behaving or identifying in a certain way. You just become it. You're showing the outside world who's boss. You're asserting your dominance, and then it has no choice. That feels like a bit of magician energy too, honestly. You could have Moon in Gemini or Moon in Virgo. That's coming through. Mercury in Cancer also. Or Mercury in, yeah, like some of you could be a Leo with Mercury in Cancer or a Gemini with Mercury in Cancer. What else is happening for my group number 4s in the next 3 months? 4 of Pentacles. Yeah, there's something about a financial goal being reached for you. And it's interesting that we had that message about, like, I did this with my own money, so I don't have to feel bad about being selfish. There could be something like that. And it feels like a milestone for you. Like, maybe there's a big purchase that you're finally able to make in the next 3 months, or like paying off a debt, and you did it all by yourself and no one can take that away from you. I just heard, I own this. Like, maybe you're becoming a homeowner, or like you own a car, or you paid for something yourself, and it feels really good that you were able to do that. And it's like, this is mine. No one can take this away from me. I worked for this, and I don't have to compromise for anyone else because they're not paying for it. Yeah, that feels like complete financial independence. Yeah, that's something that's happening for you. in the next 3 months. You could be reaching a financial goal in the next 3 months as well. So if you had a goal to, oh yeah, I already said paying off a debt, but like if you had a goal to have a certain amount of money set aside, a certain amount of money in your bank account, or a certain amount in savings, or a certain amount invested, or something like that, I feel like you will be reaching that goal. You could also be reaching the ideal salary, or the ideal monthly or annual income that you want. Some of you are getting a more regular schedule, if that's something that you want, a more regular schedule, a more predictable routine. Less interruptions in your routine. Yeah, like you know when things are gonna happen, and then you can plan your days around it. It's like, I'm being shown the difference between having a boss who says, we're gonna have our meetings every Monday at 9 a.m. Perfect, easy. Then I know when to put stuff in the rest of my week. But if it's like, we're gonna have the meeting whenever I feel like it, you know, I could randomly call you on a Thursday at 2 p.m. or you could have to come in on a Friday night. Like, then it's like, how do I plan my stuff? I have to just keep this open in case you might want a meeting with me. Something like that in your schedule is going away. And it's like, thank God. Because I can actually have an idea of what I'm going to be doing on a given day or in a given week. And it's like, you don't have to answer to anyone. There's definitely a feeling of independence here. I do what I want with my own money, with my own time. Something could come out. What does that mean? Something could be decided or sorted, and it turns out that you are entitled to a sum of money. I guess I'm thinking about a legal process, so that's probably only for a few of you. But something will be resolved in your favor and you will be entitled to money. A dispute will be resolved. You know, sometimes I get like copyright claims on my channel, which I wasn't supposed to get, and then I have to dispute them, and the money gets held, and then eventually they're like, they release the claim and I get the money. So something like that could be happening for you. The funds are being released, or it's turning out that yes, the funds are in fact owed to you. I can't help but notice, like, look at these fingers, look at these fingers. The fingers are here. I don't know what's going on with your hands, group number 4. Oh my gosh, I just thought of the Friends episode. I think it's Ross, where like someone tells him that they really like his hands and he just goes way too overboard with it, being like, and then eventually, I can't remember, but eventually whoever said they like his hands like pisses him off or something, and then he's like, you missed your chance. From now on, the only one who's gonna be enjoying these babies is me. And I just thought of that for some reason. I mean, that's independence. We love it. Okay. Let's get one more card for my group number 4s. We have this, the 6 of Swords. So there's totally travel going on for you. That message is coming up a lot. And I also see the Six of Swords as improving mental health. So that definitely echoes some of your previous messages. Basically, the Six of Swords is moving on to more peaceful waters and moving on to more peaceful times. I'm also seeing a river that was frozen, and so there was no movement. And now it's melting and things are flowing again. So this is a message for those of you who have not been able to bring yourself to do something for a long time. I haven't been able to bring myself to create. I haven't been able to bring myself to reach out to this person. I haven't been able to bring myself to pursue my dream, to get back on the wagon and try again. You know, like if you've been frozen out of fear, out of perfectionism, out of depression, out of indecision, you're not going to be frozen anymore. You are a river. You are meant to flow. And being frozen is not your natural state. And now you are melting again, so you can flow freely like the water that you are. If you have any water placements, you're probably going to be feeling them very strongly during the next 3 months and really embracing them. Also, something that's coming through for any of you listening to this message who have placements in your birth chart that you used to say you didn't like, you're gonna learn to fall in love with those placements. It's gonna be the very ones that you were like, ugh, I hate that I have this moon sign, or like, I hate that I have this in this house. Like, you're gonna fall in love with those placements and see the beauty in them. So yeah, this is definitely you moving to a brighter place. Some of you could be moving houses as well. You could be relocating, moving to another city, perhaps even moving to another country. Oh, okay, that's okay. For some groups, I've been doing bottom of the deck. For other groups, I just absentmindedly keep shuffling. So that's what we're gonna do for you. We're gonna keep shuffling and we're going to see who you're becoming by the end of these 3 months. Who is the person you will have become? Aww. Group number 2 also got the Four of Wands for this question. The person you'll be... The bottom of the deck is the Ten of Cups. Like the two happiest cards. Four of Wands and the Ten of Cups. Yes, you are going to be, and I really mean this when I say it, after the next 3 months, you could very well be the happiest you've ever been. Like one of the happiest eras of your life. And I do think the winter you've been through spiritually has been long and cold and dark. And it's the spring after the coldest winter that feels the best, that is the most welcome. You're totally welcoming your spring season and feeling the happiest you've ever been. The Four of Wands, yeah, the Four of Wands with the 4th house, there's something very happy coming to your home life, your living situation, your physical environment. So this could be getting to live in your dream home, owning a home. Like I said, you could be moving in with someone that you've wanted to live with. You could be moving out from someone you don't want to live with. Peace and harmony will be restored to your home. For those of you who want to work remotely but don't yet, that could also be something that's changing for you in the next 3 months. Getting to work completely from home or getting to work more hours from home. Having your home the way you want it. Everything's working. Everything suits your aesthetic. It's quiet. It's peaceful. No one's bothering you. No one's interrupting you. Some of you could have animals in your home if that's something that you want. Some of you could be starting a family too, or like meeting someone you can see yourself starting a family with, because this is happy home life and this is happy family, and we have like the people kissing. So Could be falling in love, could be moving in with someone, news of a family starting or a family growing, or like I said, meeting a person that you could see that future with. Meeting someone who makes you very happy, and that's all there is to it. What does that mean? Something that's going to feel really good for you is just being able to say, this makes me happy, and that's all I need to know. I feel love towards this thing, place, person, and that's all I need to know. I respect the love that my heart feels, and there's no need to dissect it. It just is. The love is just there, and I witness it, and I respect it, and I water it. You know, I'm thinking of like a plant. I water it, I give it sun, and I see what it grows into. Yeah, that's the surefire way to discover what a love is supposed to be. You know, I think we get caught up in, oh, I feel drawn to this person, place, thing, this path. What does it mean? Well, the easiest way to find out is to water it and give it sunlight and grow it. If you received seeds and you want to know what they are, pop them in the ground, give them some water and see what grows there. So that's your message from your higher self, to honor any love, any new love that's coming in, and give it a chance to grow to the best of your ability. See what you can do to grow it, because love wants to grow and love deserves to grow in your life. And love, you deserve to have love in your home and in your relationships. Okay, there's a new love coming in, or you're finally allowing a love that's always been there to take root and start growing, to take root in your heart, and promising the love that your heart will be fertile soil for it and it's safe to grow here. Oh, that's making me very emotional. Okay. So yeah, you're happy, you're at peace after these 3 months. Okay. Now, for the last part of this reading, we're going to look at some oracle cards for any last messages. Create right now, not just during soft, good times. That makes a lot of sense. And we have the number 11 on this. Oh, number 11 on this card and 4444 on the camera timer as I'm showing it to you. Self-worth, love, value, respect. I love that the little piggy is sitting on money, because we know that you have money. And oh, also the years of the pig, the horse, and the rooster. That's probably not a rooster, but it looks rooster-like enough that it made me think of that. Next year, 2026, at the time that I'm filming this is 2025. 2026 is going to be a year of the horse. That could be a very good year for you. I'm a year of the pig, 95. And then my sister is a rooster. She's 93. So someone born in those years, or those years like plus or minus 12, either way, could be significant. And we have invite help. Invite the divine to pursue you. Seriously, just say, I'm finally ready, God, pursue me. Ooh, in that I feel like let go and let God. I feel that high priestess energy of knowing that what is meant for you can never be taken away from you. And it's not about It's never about forcing it to happen or making it happen. You don't have to will the river to flow. It just flows. You don't have to will the seed to grow. It just grows. That's what it naturally does. That's what it will naturally keep doing as long as you don't interfere with it. And okay, I'm hearing what a lot of us do, and maybe this goes back to that analogy of growing love as if it's a plant. We keep pulling it out of the ground, or we keep trimming it. But if we just let it be and let it grow as it wants to grow, it will show us what it was meant to be. Maybe that's how you're loving yourself, or that's how you're loving another, or how you're understanding a love that exists between you and someone else, just letting it grow without interference. When I saw invite help, I saw IH, the initials, which could be significant, or HI, but I thought of induction heating for some reason, because I think that's what IH stands for. And that's like a type of stove, induction heating. Oh, I did the same thing again where I forgot to change my phone back to English. Induction heating. Induction heating is a method of heating electrically conductive materials using an alternating electromagnetic field. So, okay, electromagnetic fields, magnets, magnetic fields could be significant. A non-contact process. Okay, this kind of feels like it's a non-contact process. So you could be nurturing and loving someone beyond the physical. Make no mistake, you're absolutely meant to be physically together, but I think you may be recognizing your ability to send love to people even if they're physically far away from you, and your ability to receive love from people even if they're physically far away. Even if you're separated by space, time, life, death, you feel connected to all of those you love. You feel that, I'm hearing everyone is here. Everyone you love is here. And that makes me super emotional to say. Yeah. Okay, group number 4, thank you so much for letting me do this reading for you. I hope you have a wonderful day or night whenever you're watching, and a wonderful 3 months ahead, and I wish you all the best. Please take good care of yourself, stay healthy. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe if you feel like doing that. If you enjoy my content and you'd like to find me elsewhere, I'm going to have linked down below my tarot reading Instagram, my personal Instagram, my Patreon, where we now have over 100 timeless exclusive pick a card readings, just like the ones here on my channel. And we also have 2 new ones every month, and you can choose the topic for those. So I'll have that link down below. It's a great time over there. And my music channel, which includes the intro song of this video, that is an original song. I'll also have my latest release linked down below. Thank you guys so much for supporting me, my channel, and anything I do. I really appreciate having you here, and I'm sending so much love to you, your higher self, to anyone who may have appeared in this reading directly or indirectly, and to their higher self. And I'm sending love to your spirit guides, your spiritual team, and all of your loved ones, both here on earth and in the other realms. And I will see you guys in the next one. Bye-bye.